take 5 to 6 minutes of time. I will complete this theory and let's move on to the practical, and we will see how we are going to implement all these services and how we are going to utilize it. So first thing is Azure Virtual Machine. Azure Virtual Machine, it is an infrastructure as a service actually. So what is this infrastructure as a service? You can question me. So first thing is like if you're having a laptop, let's say, okay, your laptop runs on Windows, Mac OS, or with the Linux. If you want to access another OS inside your system itself, you can do either two things. First thing is dual boot your system with the required OS with a pen drive, or you can download the VMware, you can download the required ISO file, you can put it inside the VMware workstation, and you can run it. So if you don't want to utilize your hardware resources, your physical computer resources, you want to utilize it through web or through like in a lightweight manner, you can use Azure Virtual Machine. So with this Azure Virtual Machine, you can host your applications, you can do load balancing, you can handle the network traffic and all. So if you're a free user, if you're a new user, and if you're a student, for the first month, like not for the first month, for every month, you 750 hours of uptime. That is 750 hours you can run the virtual machine. If it is more than the 750 hours, then you will be charged on a per hour basis. So this is the feature that is provided by Azure for the virtual machine. So if you can see the bubbles, like first thing is scalability. As I say, scalability, you can increase or decrease the number of virtual machine sizes, like the RAMs, the memory, etc. Or you can add more number of virtual machines also. The security, the pre-built security is given by the Azure. Since for the educational purposes, this pre-built security is more than enough to run the virtual machine. Then the availability. So Azure has in India, Azure is having like three availability zones. One in Chennai, and second one is Hyderabad, and third one is in Delhi, I suppose. So in these availability zones, you can call it as zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. You can deploy or you can create your virtual machine in any of the zones. If you want, you can create in all the zones also. If you want to do in cross region, like cross country, that is also possible. But if you're going for cross country, the pricing model may be different, so you have to check the pricing model in the Azure website. And the fourth one is the networking part. The networking part is like HTTP, HTTPS, the internet traffic, how it can happen. You have to enable those type of network settings so it can balance the network. And cost is very less compared to buying a physical laptop or a computer. So if you are taking like a Linux based virtual machine, it costs you around $0.873, like that only. So it is very cost efficient. Now we will go to the Azure Virtual Machine scale sets. So Azure Virtual Machine scale sets, as you can see the term extra term scale sets, what that means is that if you want to build a single virtual machine like multiple times. For example, if you want to build Ubuntu Ubuntu based virtual machine for 10 times, the Azure helps you to build through this Azure virtual machine scale sets. Whereas in virtual machine, you can create only one virtual machine at a time. But with the help of Azure Virtual Machine scale sets, you can create 10 virtual machines by providing your requirements only for a single time. So that is the main use of this Azure Virtual Machine scale sets. So as I said, the availability, you can put it in your home country's region, or you can do cross-country region deployment also. And auto scaling in the sense, if you deploy three virtual machines, three virtual machines are performing load balancing and network traffic functionalities. If the load is very high, the virtual machine will, if there is three virtual machine, second virtual machine will be enabled for balancing the network traffic if there is more traffic. If the second virtual machine can't handle the network traffic, the third virtual machine will be enabled. So within, if you give 1 to 3, within the 3, the virtual machine will be enabled according to the load it can handle. If the excess load comes in, a new virtual machine will be created. So if the load is less, the virtual machine size will also decrease. And load balancing is that what I said to you before, the network traffic. If there is more traffic, more virtual machines will be extended. If there is less traffic, less virtual machines will be present. And it can be integrated with other services also. You can integrate this virtual machine scale sets with virtual machines services also. And third one, and the last one is the custom images. Custom images are nothing but you can create a new Linux-based virtual machine or Windows-based virtual machine. So this is all about virtual machine scale sets. And now we will go for Azure Computer Vision. So Azure Computer Vision is nothing but it is an API. So API, the full form of API is Application Programming Interface. What this API does is the user gives a request to the API and the API takes a request to the backend to process user's requirement and sends the result back to the user. So it is like an intermediator where you give a request, the request is taken to the backend, and the backend processes the result and give the result to the API, and the API gives the result to you. So for example, this Azure Computer Vision is mainly used for text extraction, image and object detection, etc. So for example, if I put an image into Azure Computer Vision in a Python code, and I want the extracted text, extracted text which is written in the image, the Azure Computer Vision API helps me to extract the text that is written in that image and give me the result. I'll show it to you practically so you don't need to worry about it. So enough of theory right now. Let's move on to the first thing, how to create an Azure sign up account. So let's go on. Let's open the Chrome browser and we will create type Azure. Okay. And if you can see that Microsoft Azure over here, just click on it. And here, just click on try Azure for free. And you'll be redirected to this web page sign up page. So I will sign up from my account so that I can pick a different account. Try Azure for free. Let me sign out. This one. Signed out successfully. Now I will create a new and I'll use another account and I will provide my Gmail ID now. Okay. Since I don't have a Microsoft account with this Gmail ID, I need to create a Microsoft account. Get a new Microsoft account, click that button and click on the next. And I will create a password for it. Next. I will give my birth date. So I got an email. I will check my inbox now. So I got a verification code. Just one. I'll click on next. Just pick the robots. So let's try to solve this puzzle. Use the arrow to rotate the object. Okay, let's click on it. Let's submit it. Yeah, done. Now success. Now I got my Azure ID. Now I have to provide my first name, last name, address, and verification card, etc. So once this process is done, you will be redirected to the second page, that is the payment page. So I'm not going to create the account because I already have an Azure account. So you have to just provide your name, address, and accept these terms and conditions. And for verification, you can use your PAN or other card if you are in India, or if you are from other country, you use your registered identification cards, and click on sign up. Once you sign up, you will be redirected to the second page, that is the payment page. Provide your credit and debit card details with the CVV, and 2 rupees will be detected and approve the payment. Then your sign up process will be ready. So this is how you create your Azure account. Now we will go inside the Azure account to see how it looks. So this is my Azure account. So this is my student Azure account actually. So in this, first we will try to create a virtual machine on Windows virtual machine. So I will go to the search bar and I will type virtual machine. If I type, I'll get the virtual machines over here. I'll select it and I will try to create a new virtual machine. So click on create an Azure virtual machine. So once click, my subscription is Azure for students by default. Whenever you create a resource in Azure, please create a new resource group. A resource group is like a folder where you store all your files. If you create one resource group, you can have multiple virtual machines in that. You can put your load balancer inside that also. Or if you want to put your virtual machine scale sets, that is also possible. So resource group is very important in Azure. Without resource group, we cannot do anything. So I'll create a new resource group called virtual virtual VM. Okay. This name should be unique. If it is not unique, you will not be able to get the resource group. And click on OK, and I will provide the resource group name as Windows, that just Windows will put. And the region, I am in Central India. If you want to put it in other regions also, you can, but the pricing will be different. And the availability zone, here is the availability zone. We are putting it in availability zone. You can put it in virtual machine scales. It's also if you want to distribute the VM zones, but it is not required for us. I told you about zones, right? There are like 3 zones. Right now, my virtual machine, I've just clicked in zone 1. If you want to put it in all zones, just enable all the zones. Or else, if you want to put your virtual machine in just one zone, just remove this over. So my virtual machine is in zone 1 right now. So next thing is the security type is trusted launch security type. We don't have to go for confidential. So images, we are going to create Windows. So we will select Windows 2019 data center version. We cannot go for ARM because it is not under the free category. And we do not want the spot discount also. And the size can be standard. We don't want to configure anything. So we will provide the administrator for this so that the virtual machine what we are going to create, it will have the username that we put over here. That is Windows we will put, and the password must be 12 characters with numbers and special characters. So I will put the password. Okay, it is matching the requirements, and I will type the password again. Yeah, the password is matching. And the public inbound ports, this is very important. We are going to access it through RDP or we can access through internet also. But if we want to use that, if we want to access the internet, you need to enable HTTP, HTTPS, etc. And now we will go for the disks. Disks are nothing but it is like a storage where your files and log files will be stored. What and all you're doing inside the virtual machine. The size of the default virtual machine OS disk is 127 GB. So it is running in the premium SSD for support. Now we will go for the networking part. So by default, Azure will create a new virtual network. So we are not going to do with any public IP and all. Subnet is /24. This is the CIDR. And when I see network security groups, it will be in the basic default. If you want to go for advanced, you can do it. But right now it is not necessary. We are not going to do any load balancing at all. Now we will go for management. So in the management, you can Use the enter ID if you are in the organization. Auto shutdown, enable backup. If you want to use backup services, you can enable this, and you have to provide the vault name and all, but it is not required. Now we will go for monitoring. Monitoring, default monitoring will be provided by Azure in the metric session, boot diagnostics and everything. Advanced, advanced, we are not going to put any data or something. Tags are nothing but the key value pair for the virtual machine that we are doing. Suppose I can put it as like Windows. The value will be Windows 1. I can put like that. You can put any value. It is not going to be a constraint. And click on Review plus Create. If all the requirements are satisfied, you will be able to create a virtual machine, or else you will get a error. But I think the network issue, I suppose. Let's check on networking. I think there is no public IP address. We'll try to create a public IP, Windows IP, zone redundant. We'll put it on the any zone. So, okay. Um, okay. Now let's try to review and create. There is a problem, I think. Let's refresh the screen. Let's log out and try to log in again. Let's try, because there is a network issue, I think, because I have signed out there in the internet. Because of that, it might not be coming, I think. So we will do it again. Do not worry, we will complete it faster. I will use a text-based OTP now. Okay. So if you face any of the network issues, the resources that you created, right, you cannot go and see it, and it will not be created. And the resource group that we set also will not be able to see it. So we will try to create it. We will try to create it again. So go to the virtual machines, create a new virtual machine, Azure Virtual Machine. Create new virtual VM. Okay. Virtual machine name is Windows. The zone 1. The image is Windows 2019. I'm going to select this. And this username is Windows. Password, one character password. Oh. Yep, it is matching. And outbound ports I will allow all. Disks, let it be anything. Default. Management default. Oh, yeah. Default. Review plus create. Oh, in the basics there is a problem over there. Image is not valid for the specified location. Okay, let's try to go for Windows 2022 data center version. Yeah, let's try to create it. Yeah. Oh, I think the virtual machine is costing too high. Let's go and change the virtual machine edition. Possible. Patch not required. Let's go for 2016 version now. So let's try to change it to standard B1S. And now we will check for 2019. That is there. Um, B1 version is working. Okay, let's click on review plus create now. Yeah, now it is correct. 1 rupee and 26. And if all the test cases are passed, click on create. So deployment is being happened. So this deployment process may take some time. It is not as fast as AWS. So this is also one of the reason like why most of the organizations are using AWS. So this may also be a reason. Bad request, common failed. Okay. So let's try to create Ubuntu right now. We will delete this deployment. Ubuntu right now because there is a network issue. It seems we'll try to create Ubuntu right now. So Ubuntu virtual machine will create virtual VM. Oh, the resource group is already there. That's good. Not an issue. And we'll put it inside this virtual VM itself. Virtual machine name is Ubuntu zone 1 and the virtual machine image is going to be 24. Let's code this and we are going for the x64 only. If you see the Linux based virtual machine cost will be less. We are going to authenticate it with password. So username is Ubuntu. Password, I will give the password. Password matches. I'm going to allow all the ports, disks, everything is perfect. Networking, Ubuntu IP. By default, this will take, but in Windows, it was not taking. That is the reason we have got an error. So, management and monitoring, everything is perfect. Advanced, we are not going to touch. Tags, I don't want it, so that's why I clicked review plus create. And per hour basis, after the free trial, I'll get 0.9318 and we'll click on create. So initializing deployment, submitting the deployment. So once all the test cases is passed, you'll be able to create the we will get the resources. And once we get the resources, we can access the public IP. Yeah. The virtual machine is created. Go to the resources. This is not a big problem to us. We'll just click on connect, and we will access through third-party app for getting the Windows server, that is putty or putty. We will just paste the public IP that we copied over here and click on open and accept the certificate and log in as Ubuntu. Just click on enter and we'll provide the password that we gave over there. So once the password is successful, we got the Ubuntu virtual machine. So I will perform some sudo su and I'll try to update the system. Why? The command is working. Okay. Fetching is done. Yep. Now we will clear everything and we will just exit from this. Now if you just type exit, you will get exited. That's it. Now we will go for Windows Virtual Machines. Now we will create it in another resource group because the replica will be there. I'll show you how to see that. Create a new resource group for Windows VM is already there. Windows VM1. I'll put it as Windows. Okay, I'll put what is this? Resource is Keerthi. Okay, Keerthi is accepted. Finish name is Windows. So let it be zone availability in the zone 1. And the image I'm going to give is 2019 data center, and the same standard data is going to take. And the username will be Windows. Password, I'm going to put my password. Password matches, outbound ports, HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH, everything. Disks, let it be default, networking. So here we are not able to get the network part. Anyhow, let's try to create it. So review plus create. Yeah, it is opening. Yeah, let's try to create the virtual machine now. If you get any error, then it is because of the IP address creation, automatic IP address creation has failed. So let's wait for this deployment to be done. Yeah. Let's wait. Yeah, it is done. Let's go to the resource now. And we will try to connect. Bastion is nothing but, if you can see this Bastion over here, right? This is nothing but, wait a minute. This Bastion, it is nothing but you can access the virtual machine through internet. I'll show you the virtual machine scales its part, how to do that. I'll click on connect. We'll download this RDP file. So once the RDP file is downloaded, just double click on it. Click on connect. And the Windows username is given. I will give it the password. Yeah, it is authenticated and will accept the certificate. Now a new window will pop up. I hope you guys are able to see this window. Yeah. So this is the Windows 2019 data center version that we are seeing over here. Okay. Yeah, this is the data center version of Windows 2019. We'll just click on Microsoft Edge to access whether the internet is working or not, because we have enabled the HTTP and HTTPS. So we will click on S because outside network from my hotspot it has to connect the internet. Click the Microsoft Edge. It should open. So manager, this is the default page. Yeah. Now you can see the Windows Microsoft Edge is getting opened up. If you want, we can just minimize it After sometimes you can come and see whether the internet is working or not. Uh, it is navigating. Might take some time. Okay, so this is how you can create a new Windows virtual machine. You will run it again. Um, okay, we'll run it again. Now we will go for the virtual machine scale sets. So just go to the search bar and type virtual machine scale sets. You can see over here. So we will create a new virtual machine scale set and a new resource actually. So the resource group that we are going to utilize is we are going to name it as scale sets. Okay, click on OK. The virtual machine scale set name is Ubuntu because we are going to deploy a Linux-based scale set. Trusted launch VM. This is flexible. Orchestration is the automation mode. And scaling, let it be manual. Instance count is 3 or 2. We cannot update or we cannot add a number because for the free trial version, the maximum instance count is 2. So do not try to increase it. If you try to increase it, you will get an error. So do not do it. And Ubuntu Virtual Ubuntu Server 2020 and the authentication type is going to be password. So let's put Ubuntu. So I will put the password. Okay. Now do not enable the spot because this spot it is like if your virtual machine is not working at the time, you will get some discounts for that. So if you enable it, then you have to upgrade it to pay as you go model. Then only you can access it. So now we'll go for disks. Disks let it be in the default SSD it is going to handle. And the virtual net will be automatically created and the subnet will be automatically created by the Microsoft Azure. So two public IP addresses are needed for this configuration, but zero are available for the students. Okay. Disable public IP address. Okay. So let's try to edit this. I already have it. So allow the selected ports and allow HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, and RDP. And click on OK. So we try. Students to meet your quota. You need. Okay. Configure it. What is error? Okay. Let's try. Load balancer is not required. Let's go for the management. Okay. So since we have already deployed like 2 virtual machines, it is better that we delete those resources and we can create the virtual machines again, virtual machine scale sets. So this internet is a little bit of slow, so I'll close this window. Okay. Now we will go to the resource groups over here. Here you can see the resource group Keerthi and virtual VM. Just go to this virtual VM and we will delete this resource group by this single command delete resource group so that all the virtual machine networks, VNet and everything will be deleted. And the virtual machine that we already created also will be deleted. Just copy paste the virtual machines resource group, delete, click on delete, within like few minutes it will get deleted. Same for these resource also, we will try to delete it, delete the resource group, copy and paste it over here and click on delete. So we can monitor whether the resources are deleting or not through this notification item also. So both resource groups are getting deleted. Might take some time, so do not worry. It depends upon the internet speed also. By default, it will take nearly like 1 minute or 30 seconds minimum. So let's go to home over here. Both the resource groups are getting deleted. So the resource groups get deleted, and then we can able to create the virtual machine skill sets. So before this deleting time, I will show you how the Azure Computer Vision works. So just click type computer vision in the search bar. You can see it is under the category of Azure AI services that you can all see here. You go to this computer vision, you can create a new computer vision also. So let's click on create. The resource group name, I'll put it in um, just a second, it is taking too long time. So this is the resource group where you can put your Azure Computer Vision. The region will be, depending upon the region, the cost will be differing. So if you are in India, there is no cost. There is no cost for the student account. Go to next, and network settings will be like default. Identity, that is, you can keep it off. Tags will be off, and review plus create. Since I already have an Azure Computer Vision account, you can see this is my Azure Computer Vision API. It's located in the central India, and pricing tier is free because I do not use that much of computer vision tasks. Both the relay resources are deleted at the same time. So if you create a computer vision, I said it is like an API, it will have an endpoint. So here you can see the endpoint that is over here. And here are the keys. These two keys will help you to take the result and take you to that endpoint also, which will take the both the things to the endpoint and process and get you the result. So I will show you the sample code of it. So let me open my VS Code editor. I've already created the Python script for it with the Azure Computer Vision credentials. So you will be able to see it. So this is the code where I have included my subscription key, the API key, and the endpoint over here. And my document is this one. So this is my image that I have included in the code. So if you want to have a look at it, this is the image which I've written. This is my handwriting. So I've put it inside that code. Now we'll try to run it. So it is connecting to the kernel. So it may take around like 1 minute or 2 minutes of time. That's it. So yeah, the code has started to run. So within like 6.1 seconds, as you can see, background using Redis to MongoDB containers. If you see the image, you can see the background using Redis to MongoDB containers have been pulled. Everything has been extracted. This is the power of Azure Computer Vision API. So this is where like um, document like paraphrasing tools like Grammarly and other websites will add these types of API, or they build their own API with the required Python libraries so that they minimize the cost. By using this, a lot of coding time will be reduced. So you don't need to worry about it. So you may ask, what is the price for it? The price for it is in 1 minute it can call up to like 20 expressions it can take. So if you go for this metrics, as you can see here, now we have processed one document, right? So we will see how much calls it has taken. Per month, 5,000 calls is free, and for per minute, it can take up to 20 calls. So, I'll select of total calls. Yeah. We'll try to see the total calls. So now for today, last hour, okay, last 20. So till now, we didn't put any calls. So we will try to see after a few minutes. Till that, we will go and create the Azure Virtual Machine scale sets now, because both the resources are deleted. Try to create Azure Virtual Machine scale sets with a new group. So create new scale sets group. Okay. Ubuntu vulnerability zone. We will click on zone 1. Let it be in zone 1 right now. And orchestration mode is default, and the instance count is 2. As I said you earlier, we cannot extend it. And the image is 124.04. Authentication mode is going to be password. So let's put Ubuntu. Yeah. Yeah. So we are not going to go for any spot. We'll check the disk. We'll check the networking part. But till now I'm getting the same error. I don't know the outbound ports. HTTPS, SSH. We'll allow these 3 only. Okay. Everything is deleted, but why I don't know. Basic, loud. Okay. Anyhow, let's try to create it. You will get an error in the networking. Actually, yes, I am getting this error. That is phosphorus to meet your quota. Okay, let's go to the NIC now. Let's see. Actually, there is no NICs. We often get this error actually. Let's try to create one more time. So the location also it might not work. And from 2022 password. Okay. Okay. Support disks networking. Yeah, as you can see now it is not showing anything. I said you're right, because of the internet or because of the traffic, it might show you some of the errors. So do not get panic. You can try like again with the health, enable application health monitoring. It is important. Just click on review plus create. Why it is not taking up? Path and port number fields are required for health monitoring. Oh, what has happened? We have yeah, because it is not showing right now, we have to enable the port forwarding over here. Yeah. So allow ports HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, and RTP also. Let's have a look at it. Yeah. Now we will click on review plus create. The same thing is showing again. Required since a patch or orchestration option is selected. Okay. Configure HTTP port number 22. This part, everything is there, but this can't don't actually do this. It's taken by default. Okay, let's do it again if required. we are not getting any errors right now. Only the skill sets part. We usually get it often when we create the skill sets. Control. Oh, this is almost not matching. Yeah. Not just port, disks, networking. Yeah, now we will try to configure here itself. Now selected ports, HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, RDP, everything enabled. Okay. Load balancing, we are not going to do anything. Management. Plus create. Yeah, validation pass. Because of some of the network issues, it gets collapsed sometimes. So now we are able to run it. So virtual machine scales, it is getting ready. So sorry for the extra time. Just allow me like five more minutes. We will deploy the scale set and we will see how it is going to look. The deployment is getting ready. Please wait for 1 more minute. Wait. Oh, I'm very sorry. See whether it is. Hold on. Now deployment is in progress. Yeah. Scale set has been created successfully. Go to the resources and click on 2 out of 2 succeeded. This means that 2 virtual machines with the image has been successfully created. Just click on this. Use this navigation. This is the first scale set that we got. Go inside it. Click on connect. Click on connect. Let's do it with the SSH itself. We're not going to take some other thing connected through Bastion. Just copy the IP address. Open Putty. Give the username and give the IP address. Click on open, accept. Login as open2 as one. I'm very sorry. Yeah, this is the first virtual machine. Now we will go to the second virtual machine. So this is the second virtual machine that we got. So connect. Let's see. The IP address is different. Copy. Open Putty or Putty again. Provide the IP address. Click on open. So I'll provide the credentials. Since it is a scale set, both the username and password will be same. Okay. So now you can see 2 virtual machines are running. So this is the first one that you see over here, and this is the second one that you see over here. Okay. So this is how we create scale sets and we can distribute the traffic. This is the first one. So let's type sudo apt. Sorry, we'll type echo hello world. Hello, welcome to the conference. Yeah, it is working. So this is how we create the scale sets. We just give exit and just when exit, you can come out of the virtual machine. So that's all is for the session, and thank you for taking your time and effort to listen to my session. And if you don't know who is the guy who's speaking over here, my name is Keerthivasan and I'm a cloud enthusiast. And I currently study and work on my projects and I do my job also. So if, thank you for your time and effort and have a great day. And thank you. You all can leave. And thank you all. Have a great day again. Thank you.